Hello friends, welcome to Creator King. I have to stop drinking sugary drinks or soon I'll be a candidate for the show The Biggest Loser. But that diet will start tomorrow. After enjoying our refreshment, clean all the residues with some toilet paper. At the nearest hardware store, purchase a 320 grit sandpaper which we'll use to scrape the top of the can until we can easily remove the lid. Now on the bottom, mark 9 dots in 3 rows of 3 with the help of a permanent marker. Using the tool that you see on the screen, puncture the dots we just marked. These will function as ventilation or air outlet. Once the base of the can looks like a colander, begin with the electronic part of the invention, for which we'll need a mini fan or heat sink. Apply super glue to the 4 corners of the object and attach it to the base on the inside, making sure that the wires come out of one of the holes. If we were to light up a fan, it would look cooler. Taking a metallic scrubbing pad and with a pair of scissors, cut a piece. These metal strands heat up quickly if we bring them close to battery pivots. Peel a pair of wires, leaving the copper strands exposed, to which we'll add each end of the metal spring. Simply insert the wire strand into the spring and bend it to hold it securely. These wires and the metal string should go through the inside of the can and exit through the hole we are creating at this very moment. Once you've threaded the wires through, seal the visible spaces with super glue. I know I said I'd stop drinking so much Coca-Cola, but today we'll need their cans for most of the inventions. Recycle the cans I find in the trash? But what's the point if I can't drink its delicious contents? Sand the lid of the can just like in the beginning of the video to remove it easily. Instead of piercing the base like we did with the first one, let's remove it with the help of the fine sandpaper. I think it's a little dirty. Apply glue all around the bottom edge of the mini can and connect it to the top of the first can. Fusion? What? You've never seen Dragon Ball? This is a mouse good tool that will help us later, or right now, haha. Remove the label from the package to avoid copyright claims from Daddy Disney. Get our favorite snap-on cables and a small red switch. First, connect the red wires from the snap and the resistor by twisting the copper strands together. Then connect both black wires to the switch. Make a hole in the tube of bubbles large enough to allow the switch to pass through easily. Once it's well positioned, apply glue all around it to attach it to the tube forever. Connect the powerful 9-volt battery to the electrical circuit snap and push it all the way into the bottom of the tube. Tightly arrange the wires and super glue it to the Coke can. And that's all, folks. Our homemade hairdryer sponsored by the world's best soft drink is ready. The air comes out so hot. I wonder if I could also roast a chicken with this. You'll no longer have to borrow your mom's blow dryer to be able to show off that spectacular mane like the ones in the shampoo commercials. I told you we needed more of these soda cans. I hope there are no diabetics among us. Clean the sugary soda residues that are left with plenty of toilet paper. Then, using an object a bit shorter than the can for reference, draw a line around it. You already know the destiny that awaits our can, don't you? Once you've chopped off the top, remove the sharp edges with the help of some scissors. Now, we must create a large rectangular hole on the side of the can. Make sure to leave one side attached so that it can function as a door. We'll need some colorful push pins. Choose your favorite color and cut the metal tip almost entirely with cutting pliers. Apply super glue on the flat part where the tip was located and glue it to the door of our can, thus creating the handle. Get a bunch of small, flat, round magnets along with a candle that your mom uses for romantic dinners. Attach the magnet to the metal lining of the candle and place it inside the can. See the force of attraction that the magnet creates between the candle and the can? To amplify the light emitted by our flashlight, we'll need a big magnifying glass like those that all detectives have. Apply glue around the edge of the can and stick the magnifying glass to it. I'd say our battery-free flashlight is ready. But there's still one more can of Coke to go. I guess it'll function as a heat sink or maybe just as part of the design. I don't know, I'm just the narrator. Light the candle with any lighter you have on hand and close the small door to prevent the flame from going out. The light is blinding. We better point it somewhere else. It gives the same light as a battery-operated lamp, maybe even more. As always, I'm shining a light on your dull lives. You are welcome. For today's last invention, we'll need another can, but for a change, we'll use this adult beverage. If you're under 21, use one of your favorite soft drinks again. Sorry, Timmy, someday you'll be able to taste this sweet nectar of the gods. With a pointed tool, make a bunch of random holes and proceed to remove the top with a box cutter, electric saw, or whatever you can find that will cut aluminum. Once it looks like this, clean any delicious residue that may remain with a bit of toilet paper. It has to look as polished as you do when you go on a date with the girl you like. What if we put on a little rock and roll for a better atmosphere? No? So what music do you like? We'll need this lens and its electronic board from the CD player. Look how small and pretty it is. In addition, we'll need the usual switch and the positive and negative current wires, the basics of any electrical circuit. Cut a piece of the wire and connect both ends to the pins on the red switch. So far, so easy. To protect the connections, use some of this black insulating tape. Connect the other two ends of the wire to the electronic board that we took out of the boombox. Take the battery box out of your favorite toy and insert the 4 batteries you'll need. Preferably Duracell, because they last longer. Put the cover back on and perform the installation by connecting the wires from the box to the electronic board, just like I'm doing. All of this will need to have its own cooling system so that it doesn't overheat when you're on your spy missions. Connect the fan to the battery box through the same hole the wires come out of, and it will be ready to cool your laser beam. Apply some super glue to a cork that you take from one of the bottles in your father's cellar and attach the electronic board. Then glue it inside the can with that little golden thing pointing outwards. The fan will work as a cooling device to remove the hot air that concentrates inside our invention. And the battery box will be the power supply that will be attached underneath everything. Only 2 crucial steps remain until it's possible to fly a car with our laser beam. The first is to add a giant magnifying glass to our invention, which we'll secure in place with super glue. Finally, attach an old watch that you don't want anymore. Fuse it permanently to the battery box so that we can wear our little spy toy on our wrist. I'm still waiting for the director of Agent 007 to call me. For the demonstration, I'll place these matches in some Play-Doh and point our powerful laser at them until they start to burn. I will never again light my matches with the scraper like normal people. Just be careful not to point them at any living thing, as they could cause serious and painful blisters on the skin, not to mention the eyes, that could end up like 2 fried eggs, like these poor balloons. It could also serve to entertain your evil cat, since they love to chase these little lights. I wonder what they think about this. Or it could be your own bat signal, or in our case, the invention signal. Not a bad idea. The next time I come up with an invention like this, I'll let you know. Stay tuned. Watch for the sky. Thanks for watching our inventions made out of household items today. Follow my channel if you'd like to learn more about making simple yet incredible inventions. Also, click on the link to see more videos about my amazing inventions. Click on the link to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial.